You are watching Liberty Online TV.
And me, the public relations officer, the Anti-Corruption Commission, Sierra Leone. I want to encourage you all for the follow Liberty TV online. Before you did any like you through WhatsApp audio versions of people where you not see and know, why you not go watch online live and see who that they talk, and then you can know say, oh, now this person say this. And here I believe whatever you see is the truth, and now the truth will set this nation free. I love this place and I always want to be here.
Babadie Fantasy is here, and I didn't also today now Liberty Online TV. That's a brand new TV, and they are doing extremely well. And I know anything that is run by like women and everything, I'm in for it, I'm supporting it. So make sure you follow Liberty Online TV on all social media platforms. So it's Fantasy is here, I'm here, so you should be here too.
Hello viewers, Mina Manti Sumamara, the CEO of Suma Design and Empowerment Initiative. This na Liberty Online TV. I want to tell you for say this now one of the best online TV in a salon, where the young professional woman then come together and for kind give me this platform here. No sit down, continue for the watch Liberty TV every day.
Mina Salusise, Mina the head of marketing and corporate communications, United Bank for Africa. Liberty TV Online is the most trusted and reliable online network in Salon. I want to encourage you, wherever you are, watch Liberty Online TV for the first reliable and trusted news in Sierra Leone.
What's up everybody, this is Drizzly, aka Ben 10/10, and you're watching Liberty Online TV. Are you ready now? Okay, let's go.
I'm very impressed with the setup. I'm very impressed with the equipment they want to get now. The professionalism of the cameramen, the professionalism of the interviewers, the anchors and all that. And of course the presentation. And the focus, the things they want to talk about are very relevant to today's politics, today's development of Sierra Leone. So we'll be big for the people that sit on Safo, watch Liberty TV, and I will get the good news out of it. So thank you very much.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show where they come to you live on Liberty Online Television. Remember, say every morning, Monday to Fridays, we also for bring different stories them we get to do with politics, governance, health, entertainment, and many other issues them waking the trend and way they affect people them nationally and safe internationally. You get we live na Liberty Online Television on Facebook, YouTube, we website www.libertyonlinetelevision.com and also every other platform also you get with this morning. We will bring come this program to you this Tuesday morning. Mina Mebel Kaba.
And Mina Al Hassan Koma, good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 16, and inside this edition of the Breakfast Show, we look at governance with a special focus on the government's Ministerial Performance Contract and how this will help for improve service delivery in the country.
Alright, well that's now the theme for this morning. We're in a governance and we can look at the government Ministerial Performance Contract where we see Cabinet Minister them been signed with President Bio on the 12th of April. We go for run till December 2024. What are the major highlights inside this contract where the Cabinet Minister then go sign? All of that we will discuss inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. Whether or not it's possible for them to achieve all of them things where they can talk about inside the program. And before we can look at the first issue inside this edition of the Breakfast Show, I just want for you the pleasure for welcome one of we studio guests them. We don't join we when William Saulamin, the Executive Director, Accountability Now. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning and thanks for having me. I'm here for the very first time. I'm so impressed. Thank you for the good work.
Thank you. All right, and we also expect Marcus Bangura for joining in at the studio so that we could discuss both the Ministerial Performance Contract where Cabinet Minister and Midongo sign with President's bill. So in case you say for the watch get any question for ask, send we a question, make your comments at the comment section or send message to the number 074-200-545, 074-200-545 or drop your message. Now any of the platform outside the watch we live this morning so that you self go add your voice to the discussion where we get at the studio. But shortly before we can look at that topic, the we're gonna cut.
Monday, April 15 this year, 25 soldier man them appear before the Judge Advocate Mageba na High Court number 2. During the trial, the state prosecutor JAKCC talks before the defense lawyer them go cross-examine the witness. It gets for no say the number 12 accused when I asked Slav 18 17 86 59 Corporal Ali Kamara, where then he called Chama Raw, no appear na court because he know well and he no waiting sick am. For sake of that, the Judge Advocate Mageba adjourned the case to Tuesday, April 16 this year. The state prosecutor them na JAKCC, Colonel MBS Kamara, Lieutenant Colonel MS Seri, and other one them. The defense lawyer them na IA Kamara, I Bangura, CI Williams, and other one them. For Liberty Online TV, Ramatu Kamara, the report.
Alright, welcome back. Well, that's Ramatu Kamara, we court reporter, be they give you updates. Those are the Judge Advocate Mageba, na High Court number 2, inside the court martial trial where the carry on day, Monday, April 15 this year. They be talk outside the number 12 accused person, Ali Kamara, not be appear in a court for let them continue for talk about this particular trial and look inside the case. Well, Liberty Online TV will continue for bring you that and many other reports them where they come out in court and on different issues them what can happen on a daily. Well, it's still a watch the Breakfast Show na Liberty Online Television, and member today we tell you the theme na governance. Also, they can look at the performance contract where Cabinet Minister them signed with President's bill on the 12th of April, and it go for run through till December 2024. And this is a contract where the government of Sierra Leone begin for sign with Cabinet Minister them inside 2019 under President's bill in administration. Also, they can go sign to waiting, then can agree to then go do based on the President's manifesto promise them where it can don't come to office and how they want to achieve this. Now that's make this now the first one where they do where they make the documents then at the public domain, where means say you say for they watch the broadcast now can go search for them na their websites or na any platform so you able to get access to the documents for no waiting the ministers they don't go sign so they go do from now to December 2024. And like I say, from 2019 to now the first time this so the public they get access for see waiting at this document where the minister they can go sign say then go do based on the president's manifesto promise and also now where the medium-term development plan they run through. Well, for we can talk about this. Tell you earlier we get at the studio with William Saulamin, the Executive Director, Accountability Now. Before we can look at the latest performance contract where the ministers then don't go sign with President's bill. Actually 29 ministries in total and then sign this performance contract. Before we can talk about the one where they in running now till December 2024, let me just get a throwback since 2019 to now. Performance contracts and the way the minister they don't sign, although the public not be done they know the content, but you don't work now a civil society organization where they focus on accountability and self-service delivery. First, just tell me, what do you think about the previous performance contracts, although we don't know the contents and we be done the day, but based on service delivery and the president's manifesto, how you go describe how service delivery don't sound like since 2019 to now?
I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity for Talk to Fambule. The issue about performance contract is very, very important. Though we're not able to see much impact it for the past years, for even the previous government. People we don't sign performance contract, permanent secretaries, managers, directors. We don't see so many of that. If really they work correctly, by now we're not for even talk about electricity or infrastructure, all of that. But still the challenges then they. But the one way they talk about with this current government, some of you are about performance contract on the 12th of this month, April. You know, people in defense say yes, it be done start long ago, but we don't know. People been signed with the president, but we not get idea about that because we know the content of the document within the sign. Then we as civil society get the responsibility for now complement the effort of the president or the government for ensure say would they be the one them now we for carry out this particular job. You know, monitor them for see if they do it in they're supposed for do what they sign for. If they need to do them, we go kind of media make the public know say they not depend on them. If then they do them, we get the responsibility for can talk say yes, ministry A and B with waiting we don't see within few months, they don't perform. So we need to give them kudos. But we don't know. So we're not going for monitor. So that one don't fade away. Now that the government can openly now say they don't sign performance contract with all ministries. You know, where I believe say the agencies and the department they're all under the ministry, so they're all under. But what we're not happy about civil society, the full involvement. The Minister of Development yesterday meant to be in the AYV. He said they don't begin work with civil society for the past years. Yes, I'm not denying that. Then the whole town hall meetings. These are just one-off activities. You're going to book Kenny Mama Kenny, you hold 1 hour, 30-minute meeting or 2 hours meeting with civil society explaining what you know for do. That not mean much. But get something where you go give civil society, you know, say now this and this we want for make una do as civil society leaders. We get constituent at district level, at chiefdom level, at village level, or we say go cascade the information to them for letting they monitor, waiting then government ministers they had to do. And then go feed back and then we say we'll take them with the government or we take her up with the media houses. But much not happen yet in the involvement of one civil society, in the involvement of the media, in the involvement of the one that we get for benefit from this performance contract when at the community. We want this whole thing for be a community ownership something. Because if you go build school like a community, we don't sit down with the previous government on this performance contract. When you go build school, for example, you go communicate with people in the village, say we want for build school. The people in the village will tell you, say, well, we'll go with stick, we'll go with stone, we'll go with some other thing. Then by so doing, they don't be part of that project. They don't claim ownership for that project. No nurse or doctor not go do that community. They say they do anything you want to do. No, people they must ask a question because they have their own input on the inside that particular structure. So we want this thing for the community ownership. Get back to the authorities and the communities. We don't sign contract with the ministers, but we want for them to help with monitoring. Civil society, look at civil society leadership. Call we, share the document with we. Now this and this are one for make una do. For monitor, the ministers, the MDAs and all of that. But we not see much of that yet. So now make we say, we don't want to see this thing fail. As civil society, responsibility now for complement the effort of the government. We don't care which government in power. What's important for complement the effort of the government, whose side they do well. Whose side they need to do well, we get responsibility for and tell the public, say, yes, this government will not be voted for, and they do well. That is what we are standing for. But they have to involve us fully.
The process don't start since 2012, as you rightly mentioned. You feel it's deliberate for the government to involve the civil society activists, organizations for like they're able for the part of this particular performance contract because now they're able for help for service delivery and also we're able to give more knowledge to the public about some of the things that some of them departments and agencies here don't sign with government.
Somehow we will say a deliberate. Somehow we will say it gets more negligent from some of the leaders. Because some people can say, some ministers will say, go talk with civil society, then they campus, so meet a plan. But at the end of the day, they possibly give that responsibility. If you don't monitor them, and you go invite people, I don't go so many meetings where they say they invite civil society, 30 civil society. We go there, as somebody who don't serve as civil society activist, just that job for 28 years now, this April, make 28 years while they serve as civil society. If you call 30 people now have been to money, for example, say they were in a civil society, trust me, I for know up to 20 or 25 of them. If I don't know all and I just 5, they'll not tell you just go take people outside, bring and come inside sometimes for them to get the essay or whatever, you know. But what they try for say, we need full involvement in civil society. Why? One, we want to do something on advocacy. The money was see by the documents for each MDA for able to carry out this job. Government not get that money there. We have to look up for donors for can give support. So as civil society, we also get the responsibility for able to talk to donor partners for support the government. So when they do advocacy, we have to do monitoring for see if what they do, they do them. We also have to do sensitization. So 3 key areas where civil society for fully involved: advocacy, monitoring, and sensitization. So that don't tell you say we're very key for this particular performance contract. Though we don't delay small, because if they sign this document now in April, what about January, February, March? If in April itself don't reach middle, you understand? So we don't let already for let go to the field and go do the job. But we need for double up a footstep. How we for double up this footstep? You need for bring come all stakeholders, all partner into this. Because if you talk about agriculture, you have to do procurement of fertilizer. You have to do so many other things for plants, for let we forget food. If you plan them now for mid of December, then how that minister they going for perform? Then I want 2. It have to do with the resources, the availability of the funds. Because if somebody go sign, say yes, you forbid 20 schools within this one year period. You for employ over 200 teachers within this 1 year period. If you don't give that person the money, that minister the money, they're not going for perform. Secondly, if the money available, that timely disbursement, issue about timely disbursement, year in, year out, we get crisis with that. First quarter money go inside second quarter. Second quarter money go inside third quarter. How you will expect that person to perform if you don't get money on time for do what it's supposed to do? Where you rate them at the end of the day, whether it perform or not perform, how you going for rate them? Where you not get the resources.
So for you, the absence of civil society and perhaps active role of the media inside the document go...
No, then they fail within the first 3 months without involving civil society fully and media. Why government is going to totally fail.
Because now the chief minister in forward, where you look at what he be reading, waiting at the documents, he indicates they say they may do extensive engagement with stakeholders and we concern for put this particular document together. Where for them it's achievable because they do extensive engagement.
We are talking about extensive engagement. And here is a civil society activist, 28 years serving. I don't get no idea about what in the talk about. So you can imagine that CSO at Krubula. You can imagine that CSO with the BNP Nembu, what he will tell you at this particular time. And in the opening statement, it was very clear that not to say they not talk with civil society. They hold town hall meetings across the country. But is it enough? What are the terms of reference for civil society in this performance contract for the next 7 years and what they take an in beat for the 1 year? What did I tell you how? What do we for do as civil society? Is it clear? Have they called us in the hall and prepare this document saying, una go down at the wilderness, una go do the work? Let me tell you, if they are not going to involve civil society fully, this is not going to be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. But it has to be a legal marriage, a proper system.
The documents they public, and as civil society or media for pick and up now from there and play their role as citizens.
We have to on the function. We have to be clear what we for do. The ministers' role and responsibility is now clear. But the question also they ask now, are the funds available? If they are not available, then there's going to be a problem. The human resource, are they available? Because I guess some under qualified workers within the MDAs, are they going to deliver? You go to the councils, are the councils prepared? Because there is no council where they operate where they say they don't work with a ministry. Of course, they get the Ministry of Local Government, and they are working with so many other ministries. Because if they are doing something on education, for example, the council on education, they are going to work with the Ministry of Education. If they are doing something on water well, they are going to work with the Ministry of Water Resources. So they are going to work with all of these ministries. Now funds are available.
Governments go put documents like this together and not get the money for fund them based on they already don't do calculation, they don't get projection of what they go need.
No. They don't get the money. I will challenge that they don't have the money. So waiting government get for do that for go rally around, forget donors for support. We see you president and so many other people, including the chief minister, going all over the world, trying to put things together, which is very good, not a bad thing now, right? But we get for also prepare for even forget to local, funds, because some of these international funds would look up to already, they can get a lot of conditionalities. That is why by next week, by the grace of God, some of we get for support NRA. I have been doing it before, complementing the effort of the revenue institution for talk to Sierra Leoneans for letting them in a habit for pay tax. Because if you depend too much on donor funds, you're not going to do what you want to do. And most of these donors are not serious. We are within the country, Africa. They are not serious for waiting for country for we. Right? They are not serious because if they are serious, if they therefore give support to government, and they expect them now for prepare for give support to civil society. We don't need government money. Because we don't money for government, they're waiting government to for the talk, not for talk. But if donors support civil society and go out there for money to wait in the ministries they get for do, then you wait for see result at the end of the day. But even the donor partners, most of them are not serious. I'm saying this. They are not serious about what they are doing in Africa, not just Sierra Leone.
Let me go inside the document itself, because like I said, now 29 ministries them signed to this particular performance contract. The very first one where they inside the documents in project tracker when agriculture, we all know say this time of President BU in focus na agriculture, especially the feed salon project. And under agriculture, the project tracker gets about 8 indicators then where they say they want to achieve. Let me just look at the first 3. The first one they say and the indicators then they say the Sierra Leone agribusiness and rice value chain go support the construction of an integrated rice and maize unit for enable the Jala project where they put the cost where they say they want to achieve that. Then the second part they say rehabilitation of the head office of the Sierra Leone Sea Certification Agency na Freetown. The second one say agricultural value chain project. The project is aligned to the midterm national development pillar 1 where they talk about the feed salon. And the third point under that indicator this is smallhold commercialization and agri development projects when a nationwide link also link the farmers them to markets, making farming attractive and productive and get the cost of over $78,000. And
thank you very much.
For you, then first 3 then the first under agriculture, it's possible for achieve them from now to December?
No, it's not possible. And for I don't begin for miss the point. Now we don't begin for spend money by infrastructure and everything. You want to agriculture and Tomabum. You don't begin rehabilitate the office at Freetown. I don't begin miss. I don't dare against government for over decades of years. That if any government serious, make them forget about the Ministry of Agriculture and Freetown. Let them take the ministry. Now we are not talking about project yet, not the office with the talk about it. The Ministry of Agriculture, therefore take a place like by 91. Now the center of Salon. The minister for the and team, we have clear dirty and my 91 where you can construct using young people for construct 2-room and pala, 1-room and pala. Take the entire Ministry of Agriculture to my 91 if they are really serious. When I read the Ministry of Agriculture and my 91, you don't need for show me day because by the time they see banana and they see plantain na the compound and they know say this is Ministry of Agriculture. But this issue about Ministry of Agriculture being at UBLIN, the implementing organization in the project, they don't begin to talk about rehabilitating. That rehabilitation therefore involve billions of leos. The agriculture not started to. Now we take the whole agriculture to apply to the provinces. Then when you talk about agriculture proper, it involves so many line ministries, agencies, and departments. You understand? Now the smaller commercialization, all that will fail at this country. One, again for the road network. You know they do agriculture, you know work with ministry they deal with road business. You never do something on agriculture, you know, work with the transport sector, you get for with vehicle, you get for movement of goods and commodities and everything. If you don't get that one day, then you're going to miss the point. But because you get all the food stuff upline, for Canada City, then the program no go, you don't go see the reality of things.
I think saying government top priority for improve on agriculture, just like what we see happen during the first 5 years of the government, where they prioritize education. So I'm saying, you know, they see improvement in agriculture with some of them plans that way government they do. So how you go able for traject between how they prioritize education and looking into agriculture inside the second term?
Now, are you telling me that even the education is 100% clear, it's not 100% perfect? The answer is no. We'll say yes, government they can do well, they can try, but for say they are there, they are still not there yet, right? So with agriculture, you don't tell boku jargons, boku English about agriculture, smallholder commercialization. They are there. Last month, I buy 850,000 euros or 850 euros. This month, I don't buy 910 with a short period. You understand? They don't bring tractors and power tillers, harvesters, and all of that over 2 or more hundred few years back within the same government. I went to Putloko after a year. I see the tractor pack grass in the group. Do you understand? Government need for begin hold people and we don't give the responsibility. We don't. This signing now one. This signing now one. If people don't actually put salon first, it could be a whole waste of time. It could be an embarrassment to the president.
You know, we said this signing will able for improve something because now the document is public.
It will only improve something when government fully involve civil society and media and the community when are the beneficiary. Trust me, a government involves civil society fully, involve media fully, involve the community people get for benefit. But this whole thing at State House last week, there is not going to be anything correct. Inside the first 3 months, they are going to fail. Because what we for do, they're not telling you what to for do. We have the responsibility. I'm not going to sit by and say, no, past president, you call me or somebody else call me in a meeting. No, I have the responsibility. As I'm talking to you now, I get a 20 acres cassava farm. From the day President Bill announced about feed salon, now I begin go straight. By next year, I'm getting to go again for another farm, right? So we deal with government, to the support government. But government for bring we can closer, then we able for expose things to and say, hey, now boy, this they happen though. Now McKinney, oh, the thing where they go on, they not the right, the council not they do well. But this other council they panupa, you have to bring civil society full. Now we don't air Dandy. Everybody gets your own area. That's our own area. You therefore give it responsibility that we own area for those two for fully, not to have us sadly. Okay. This is not a boyfriend girlfriend thing. Therefore, bring we now church or a mosque. We do legal marriage. Get documentation. This is your own area. And then we go on to here.
William Saulamin, Executive Director Accountability now. Continue for the within at the studio. We will come back to you shortly. We just want to welcome other studio guest now. We are Marcus Bangura, Executive Director, Citizens Forum for Democratic Accountability. We just been talk to William Saulamin. Forum, the performance contract way governments just don't sign with the cabinet ministers them. Not look achievable because they say government will get the money for implement all way till they don't put another performance contract now one, and also where they not actively involve civil society and the media. Now reason for let them fail on this. But when they come for can get you take, and as we've been starting the program, we've been asked William Saulamin as well. From 2019 to now, the performance contracts them not be done the day public. But this particular one we see they don't make them public and people don't know the contents of them. But let me just go back quickly from the Citizens Forum for Democratic Accountability, 2019 to now, based on service delivery, although we not be know the content of that performance contract where them be done the sign, but from waiting you don't see service delivery aspects, governments don't able to be accountable to the citizens then.
Thank you very much. This is a very important discussion, and also the topic itself is so relevant for the society. And as you do the introduction, I agree with some facts that Saulamin say. But before I start the ball rolling, waiting that is performance contract, because we really need for know, not merely we, so to get small knowledge, but there are people out there we don't get no knowledge or little knowledge about that. When we talk about performance contracts, we talk about performance measurements of ministers. When they talk about performance evaluation of ministers, because this is not a kind of a contract as a legal document where I believe say ministers have not been forced to sign it. The president in his own initiative say they forget a performance contract, meaning that we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable for any reason we not good for the nation. And then we'll talk about service delivery. Now, two sides of the same coin. Because like we really focus, if you look at the name of my organization, Citizens Forum for Democratic Accountability, holding public officials to account wherein they fail for perform. And now we talk about performance contract. So meaning that I appreciate us so much. That's something we, some of we don't think about. Though this still not starts even before 2019. They talk within the fold of President's bill.
Yes.
So in 2019, we heard about this performance contract also, but it was never made public. But we heard up to some extent. When I say not make public, not create this kind of documents, let them out to the public for no. So meaning that it's possible that the president want for redoubling efforts and try for effect transformation or the change we necessary. If this happen, it bring account to the public, it means again that between 2019 and now, despite the fact that there was a performance contract, perhaps they show little performance. So now I take this to the people. Taking it to the people is very important, but taking it to the people without the inclusion of civil society and the media is like pouring water on the dog's back. Because we, civil society, we go serve as watchdogs for keep them on their toes. Because Nanabeka say the other day that we don't want a situation wherein this could be a mere political expression, right? And a ritual, wherein at the end of the day, they will take them documents and put them on their shelves. And when they are around for make them do reports, they go open themselves them but can dub the shelves them and submit to the president. So in the first place, I commend the president that it has been made public, which is very, very good. Because when we talk of accountability, it enable the one that we sign that document there for make them able for work very, very hard. But again, I agree that because if you look at the document itself, they look at the task, understand where they place now the ministries. For example, not talk the aspect of employment. Understand? You don't say even during the election to now. Government promised 500,000 jobs. We are part of this, right? Now, if you look at them 500,000 jobs a day, 70,000 of them jobs a day depends on the private sector. They expect the private sector to provide them. So government they provide 30%. You understand? So when you look at this situation, generally, you agree with me, say government are the highest provider of jobs than any country in the world. As it is, when you look at salary, look at the civil service, public service, every aspect. Now, if government, I talk say it's like we live in the world of dreams and imaginations. Now, private sector, you do not for provide 70%. It's not concrete, it's vague. You understand? Because could they provide that job? Yes, but government can still make them provide the job by encouraging investors for can change certain policies. Taxation, you understand? So if you do that, more companies they come. And then companies they come, they will be able to create job opportunities for people then. So there are two sides of the same coin. You understand? You look at, for example, energy. Yeah, if you look at energy, government give a lot of tasks. For example, I think the Ministry of Energy, I think the losses, you understand, whether they face is about 45%. So government say if we reduce by 5%. You understand? So that's again the need for do certain create certain things then for make that happen.
Before we can look at energy, you don't begin make mention of the Ministry of Youth, for example. You start your conversation there, and under the Ministry of Youth, based on the performance contracts where they sign with the minister, sign with the president, in project tracker, then gets over 10 indicators then they. You see the first one, they talk about life skill youth in car wash projects, where the cost they over $22,000, youth in fisheries, then get the graduate service program, youth engagement in agribusiness, promotes youth behavioral change through awareness raising, substance abuse, and many other one them where they talk about. For this particular year under review, where they say they start from April to December 2024, based on waiting beyond they happen from the Ministry of Youth, you surprise for CC back inside this performance contract. Then they talk about youth in car wash project, youth in fisheries, and the other one they will enlist too.
Don't see how way you mentioned so. They're not new. Right? They're not new. Because youth in fisheries, we almost say they don't exist. Car wash, they don't exist, right? There is possibility, say, perhaps they want to expand them. But so far, between 2018 to now, right, waiting actually Sierra Leone has their own benefits, especially the one that we engage in that. Some people might have benefited, but the number will be small. You understand? So therefore the thinker, is this a particular side way we go able to make with large number of youths then benefit? Because that's the situation. Now if you count the number of car wash them we government creates, you understand? You count them, then look at the number of youths them we did it, right? Which is that extent. And this same government youth gets the project are plenty. You understand? We they pray.
And they all cost in the United States dollars.
Yes, and that is the problem, because as you say, some are tasked on on dollars,
yes,
then others in leons. But the majority is on dollars. Now one campaign we I feel say we therefore undertake, because even when we look at payment of rent is in dollars. You understand? And that is bad.
Don't buy vehicle.
Right? Me rent a place for $2,000. It was about 22 million. Now I pay almost to 50 million. Can you imagine? Just in the space of 2 years. You understand? Eh? So as a result of that, I will not able for actually make with Leon. We will give value to the Leon. If we give value to the Leon, we need to suffer. So imagine if I pay that 22 million. So I don't need for car. Yeah. But I up in the go. And things they become difficult almost every day. So I mean, the wonder as to why government actually task plenty them day in dollars. Probably then depends on external donor. You understand? And Nick can talk about the dependency theory. You understand? As somebody lecture international political economy, right? Dependency theory. Now where a country can be exploited, you understand, by bigger powers. They exploit them because anything they do for them is based on condition. You understand?
So if you say short theory, they happen as alone?
This is the dependency theory now, because almost 70 or 80% supports, you understand, that's from overseas. Will they generate revenue? And that's the aspect again. We'll talk about service delivery, right? Because the money where government generates, mostly from NRA, you understand? The money the government generates, then they use for support the ministries on service delivery. Now, if you look at the task, because this whole thing about this performance contract is on service delivery. You understand? If not all, because they talk about democracy, good governance, and all that thing, but the bulk of it is on service delivery. Because every ministry, you understand, they perform for deliver, that is, we talk about effective service delivery. Right? Me, I do my thesis on political governance. You understand? Accountability and responsiveness. My case study now on service delivery, looking at Freetown. You understand? Extremely poor, service delivery poor. You understand? You understand it means to we all the but we talk within we fold. Service delivery poor. Now let's say for example, every year governments they give money to ministries. You understand? And then when now government they give to ministries, governments can give in different terms. Is that also? Last is subvention, for example. Subvention, right? Now, government can late in giving this subvention. So that's like the schools there, so, right? If government forgives subvention during the first phase, right, then government delays. So say now second term the subvention they can. And if you can't second term, first term not pass, it means they manage. So whatever criteria you set for, they don't achieve them. So how could government achieve this particular thing? You understand? Government reform, because the way I see it, I say it's like we don't get the money already, the money there. You understand? So government will just
because the documents not indicates whether or not the money is there.
Yes.
Are these projections?
Yeah, presumption normal. Yes.
Based on waiting you they see.
Yes.
The projection the way they make, they're achievable.
There are two sides of the same coin, right? When you look at them, they are vague and abstract. You know, we get concrete, we get abstract. This is abstract. You understand? Then, being abstract, it means say the money not there. And they tell you say with GDP is about $5 million. About, you know, it's even rich. You understand? And some of them when you know don't call so they plenty you. So they are $20 billion, $20-something billion. You understand? So how you it means the money not there. Right? So we depend, now we can talk about the dependency theory. We depend on donor countries. You understand? To see how we what? It is possible. I read one newspaper yesterday where they say United States government go support the energy sector with about $500 million. And if that is the case, it means it's good. Because even the MCC, that will not forget, they don't reach that one day. Understand? So we look forward, make it say that particular thing is real. So if that happens, then governments sometimes will get support from other countries. Understand?
From this document we out to the public, we want to look at the impact where this go create. More especially, we like waiting William Saul Lamin mentioned that the civil society has been left out, you know, without an able consultant, and that will be very difficult for the government able to achieve some of their goals. So, as a civil society activist, waiting on the project to see happen inside this short term where government don't get a performance contract with some of the ministers there.
One, the performance contract in good faith, right, and the political will on the side of the government, and on the side of the implementers, that is the ministers there, and not only the ministers with the civil service. I don't know if they extend the performance contract to civil service, because as far as my knowledge is concerned, when we talk about performance contracts, and they think about Kenya, for example, understand, because we don't read the performance contract where they give out to ministers, how they outline them. It gets that kind, it gets a background, mission, vision, understand, core values. Let's say the first step, you understand, and commit them, you understand. So as a result of that, then with this way they, in the first place, in good faith, you understand, and if not a mere political expression, a possible say that it will help out, honestly. It's supposed to help out. Now the president will get for redoubling efforts. Because once you don't come to the public, we don't know the document is out, that is why you don't leave civil society out. Because whether I call you or not, like I put out, understand? Well, I can't they talk about, so they invite few civil society, because the way they submit the thing, and they invite, I don't know whether they invite, but me not be there, I believe the word itself not be there. Like Saul Amin, now somebody with all their footprints on the side of history campus civil society activism. Because he has been there for some time, for quite too long. You understand? So as a result of that, you can't do something, you give civil society a sidekick. Because Uda will put them on their toes. Uda will expose them. Now we expose. You understand? But that make we do research, we read, we understand. Immediately they say performance contract, right? Even me online organization before, that's something I don't think about. For assess ministers every year, which is in line with this.
Now when we talk about the money aspects of them contract airways, they would don't sign with government. Would that go all accountable? Is it the ministers? Probably they don't able to get the support so far from government, and they don't sign this contract. Would that go for all to account?
Well, that side they will get for rich, wearing excuse get for camp. You understand? Excuse get for camp. Because if the minister, I believe say President Biono forced any minister, he tell the ministers, say we can't do performance contract, and they all read the rights. They don't see, they don't put big money. They say if this money for come out between this term and this term, yeah, And if you're able for do this, for example, if you look at sports, you understand, they get forget a lot of mini stadiums. You understand? You look at the police training field. You understand? They create a lot of things that way for happen, right? Then you, in your own volition, without being forced like the substance of the toothpaste, you decide for sign. For the fact that you don't sign, if you're not able to implement, now you're the only responsible. Now you're accountable. Why is to be to go beyond for all government responsible? We're not the only limiter who keep all the president back accountable. You understand? But now, how the whole government accountable? Where governments fail for this subvention on time. Because like the subvention, you don't go to the ministry. Every year, you understand, we get a budget. They don't outline the budget. They say we spend this particular year and so billion we get for use. You understand? You don't say so. Ministry of Energy, for example, will get 50 billion for undertaking programs there also, right? Then, if the ministry not able to perform, where government give the money, will the only responsible. But the document provides say this person get for good courts, you get for do this, you get for do that. I'm not coming that side, we still read that, you understand? But if the government not give waiting the ministry require, you understand? Then how you will hold the ministry responsible? So we just say that a display of political lanternism. You regulate the strings, the lantern gesticulates. You understand? So that's what we go put up, right? But we just depend. This document, if this document, the minister as an implementer, all the problems not solved. Even at this 1 year. If all not solved, because it's not easy. But this 1 year alone, once you go through the documents, they back the document, this thing will do this, will do this, you understand? You look at agriculture.
But is it achievable?
It is achievable. You had it talk.
This is April.
Yes.
The December 2024 we didn't give them. We go able as a nation for do them thing here.
You know the questionable, not possible. You understand? We pray because I don't have prayer and I don't think we go before. You understand? Many presidents because the presidents in which way? Ambitious. The project they ambitious, but you therefore think back with the money. If the money not they not achievable.
So now the money they for the first thing, but
the money first. And money first. Although as say some ministries they tax they say therefore able for generate revenue.
Instead for go fend the couple.
Therefore go fend the couple. And this couple say they go fend that. Now overseas. That make government set for try for the doubling effort for keep on to democratic best practice. That will influence. You understand? Starting to come because they are tied to these things. They are tied. Good governance, participation of political participation. Meaning that for enable everybody for participate. You understand? You talk about inclusion because these are the elements. You understand? Once the elements they government implement them, you understand there is that inclusion. You know, then there is possibility to say support to the camp. But the dependency theory, I tell you,
Marcus,
you know, good for Africa.
I tell you for free, we get attitude problem. We get some people within position and they're not really serious for pushing country before. It don't mean say pass you get everything before you start. Here is number 2, right on the peninsula, there is no electricity. You understand? You don't get anything when a social something where they move people very close to Freetown. This thing is very simple. Get to a place like Black Johnson, Jonubi. Mobilize the youth them. Minister, I give you now 1 acre land the community. Call the man, call the councillor, call the MP. This not to pass you go begin consult Moriman or go do research. Minister of Lands don't give 1 acre land for them make football field in that area. You two all go brush. You minister provide land for us. You definitely will go brush and clear the place. Make the place like a football field where they will use it for make show, they will use it for the make the carnival and other things. Trust me, in the beginning bring small. The area, the Toke, the number 2 river, the Jonubi and Black Johnson, they will form the small football club. People they go gather day weekends for watch the local football. When they reach, artists they will begin sing music in that area. They local artists them. People they go buy tickets 5, 10 you. They begin small. These are the things we are talking about.
Generation go able for achieve this kind of ambition.
My sister, community ownership have been part of it during the previous government performance contract. We dey go na communities where government may don build hospital. Rain don, breeze don come, 2 zinc don comot for the hospital. First at that time, they may dey wait for government for common freeton for go buy that 2 leaf zinc for put another building there. Otherwise, every other thing they destroy. We do something in that community ownership, the chief, the health workers, the somebody, the Fulamawo in that village will get the big business. Then they sit down and meet VDCs. We form VDCs, village development committees. We form them. We form district development committees. Then we are there. Then they sit down together monthly, their own meeting. Oh, now the hospital now 2 symptom fly yesterday. How we go do? This person put 10 million, this person put 20 million, this person put this. That 2 symptom immediately replace her. Because they don't replace her until they see they don't. The other senators are already rotting and other things go come up. If the other board go rotting. So community ownership is very important, and this delay, this attitude problem, right? Now another see what will they do? So ministries are there for work with other ministry. That collaboration. Down there back there for be one big challenge for them to succeed in this performance contract. Because ministry A will have to do something now, but it connected to ministry B. If ministry B they dragging foot, ministry A not will succeed in that achievement.
You talk
so
about,
the money is one.
You
the
talk
attitude
about
of people.
yeah.
That is it. It can be a very big challenge.
Which people will they refer to on this attitude?
I talk about government authorities. They always sign contract. I've got so many cases about ministries where for collaborate for achieve something like community just because that other ministry not get interest with the same government with the same cabinet we're not interested they drag a foot that other ministry they succeed. So this is very very important.
Let me just place this question for Una to you and Marcos. With the experience we are not getting inside civil society activism inside you, any ministry they don't perform.
If any ministry don't perform?
Any ministry so far, government, ministry and department agency, they will don't perform to our own expectation.
As far as me concerned, then they try but not perform it. Because we are still not there. As I'm speaking to you, for the water, girl picking away for go school in the morning, and they go to 5 gallons for go build water. So that tells you, I think the last time the Minister of Water, I've been on television, I said they celebrate international. I said, Mr. Minister, I see you, they embarrass yourself. Because there is nothing they celebrate. If girl picking who's I come on and use for Kana AYV this morning, you see girl picking in the total water at the aid, then that means we are not there yet. You talk about energy, we are still grappling. Bumbuna don't talk over and over. Let the government, there are documents. When they show you how much previous government they don't spend on Bumbuna. So God, when they show the figure, somebody they for they die. The figure.
Now the management of the funds them the issue there.
Corruption, mismanagement. Now the mismanagement. If they show you what the government put on Bumbuna 30, 40 years ago, when they call the figure, somebody they die.
Yeah, because
it's not small money. We should not be talking about electricity by now. A very small country. Very, very small country. We don't travel. The ministers, they don't travel out of this country. But when they come back like Munku, some people are still Munku. Because if you go see what they happen in Ghana and other places, so you come, now this is a small population. Nigeria military population is equal to Sierra Leone population. The military, the population, now we own population as alone. So this country, why up to now we talk about electricity? It is embarrassing for Bumuna for the past 40 years when they put money, don't know that they put money up to this time to have problem with electricity.
Let's bring Marcos in. The availability of funds. Now in the issue we make ministries and not able for deliver or now the management for the small one way they're not able for management.
Or attitude. Or attitude. I believe say na combination of factors. A combination of factors. Because one, if you tell me say Marcos, this year, well, we don't request, right? Say this money now need for that undertake certain projects. Then Parliament approve. Then the money not come on time. Certain say the money they can save. Which I say the money they can, I don't mean all. You understand? But that required money, you understand? Not they even come all together. If you don't come, that ministry no go perform. Then
we can bulk off and they go into administration.
Yes, they go into administration because when you look at that, say you have to pay staff. With that money they can, right? A lot of that money they go into staffing. Understand? So, but again, the issue of attitude and the issue of management. Now, two sides of the same coin. You understand? Another aspect. Most of we ministries then, they know they manage proper. When they manage proper, they don't go succeed. You understand? Management is very, very important in public administration. You understand? If the management, just like we talk about the civil service, we say the civil service are the backbone of any government. So if you get a rotten civil service, you get a civil service where you're not able to manage, that government will succeed. Because imagine if you backbone get problem. You understand? So the civil service, you understand, that are the core. The minister like a political head. It come for make sure say the manifesto of the president, you understand, or the government, you understand, is being articulated and transformed. You understand? But the one that we get the experience, we get the knowledge, both controllers, the civil service. You understand? Especially the permanent secretaries. And civil service permanent. Right? The minister not permanent. In political science, they call it a band of passage. Bolu you pass. They will appoint you today. You understand? Tomorrow morning they sack you. Right? And when that happens, who are you go responsible in this case? Does that mean that we don't get for sack anyone now for performing the duties? Because we're sacking begin kind side. You understand? Issues they begin come inside for something. So management, mismanagement, one, mismanagement of resources, poor administrative management, the issue of attitude, like I say, ministries Nikki always talks to women are the teacher. And me book I write, I say government is like a generator. It's made up of different parts. You understand? And then different parts here, in generator or car, they only collaborate. You understand? And if one get problem, it affects the others. Just imagine if you don't get oil in a motor car or a generator. It can't move, just oil. You understand? So, as a result of that, we expect the ministries then for work hand in hand. But some ministries they feel say, when we give support to this ministry, it succeeds, they name the go. So what did happen? They show lethargy. That is attitude. That's one big problem.
It's a lot of because governments they give more priority to certain ministries, and because many a time people can say now when government concentrate on one ministry, they see say improvement they happen there. Like for example, government want for prioritizing agriculture. So in agriculture ministry, they see say more improvements they happen, just like what may happen inside education, although able for each of the threshold and all that.
Every government or political party towards elections gets a manifesto. Understand? And that manifesto today, now the party program we intend for implementing the kind of power. So when the government kind of power, that manifesto will be transformed into a policy. And when you go into policy, you must get set priority. You understand? Like me, I would like a government to look at the power. If you don't act influence it, but it take one particular project. It's succeeding now. Wait for many years, we don't face problem that side. You understand? So if government prioritize, for example, government prioritize education, not to be a bad idea. Now government don't prioritize agriculture. You understand? Wait, a very good idea under the big five. You understand? And it's important because if you look at if you look at Sierra Leone in general, understand, one of the problems that now we face are the living standards. Understand? The living standards are very, very poor. So if the president feels say, if I back up on agriculture is good, he expects all ministers for work towards that. You may have your ministry, you get your role where you play, you understand? And that make really the performance contract don't kind better. Because it left to the drafters. The drafters would draft say, with this, for Minister of Agriculture, that is, you the Ministry of Maintenance, or how do you call them? You understand?
Ministry of Works.
Say works like you talk say for Caterpillar. We all provide them facilities there also. You understand? So you don't become a responsibility to say that this is for provide. So meaning that is a task, is a responsibility, and that is accountability. You understand? So that responsibility the way you don't get so now. Without envy or any other thing, you suppose for provide that particular role. I think with that, I believe say it will be helpful. So the issue of attitude, you understand? I don't say attitude that you act for change, you understand? But it's not about morality, it's about the law. There's a difference between law and morality. You understand? It's not morality anymore. Now law. And you get the tax from it to say that particular law, you don't enter into a contract, that a deal. You understand? That you choose. So as a result of that, you get to perform that responsibility.
The chief minister, nor anybody from the statements that they make, nor clearly states to the public how they go for holding people accountable or waiting for the penalties for ministries and we go fail perhaps for achieve what they don't project them for achieve by December this year. But from a civil society perspective, waiting will make this document waiting the day work.
All depends on the president. Although they don't make a known to we, you understand? It depends on the president. The first minister initiative, right? And this particular thing, now it will make 11 footprints on the side of history. Now it will make 11 criticism against her. Then you get historians. We're there for Georgia, you understand? So if you don't come with an idea, like we are historians as well, we put that into account, say, President Bio in 2019 started performance contracts with ministers with the expectations that there will be effective service delivery. And in 2024, the performance contract was made public to further enhance ministers to redouble their efforts. But eventually, we gained very little than what was expected. Now, we didn't give the weaknesses of the president on that side. We put the strength as to where they succeed. There will level criticisms. You understand? While the president not puts any criteria for all the individuals into account. And punitive measures as to where this person has to fail, which they will do. Not just sack. You understand? Because when I achieve private school and government school, once we are learned that in a government school, there is letter G for supervised teachers. And anybody, no matter how much they pay you, you understand? If store of supervision all day, you don't get for perform. Private school, they supervise it all. For example, I teach our school. Early morning, when people don't go at the first period, they don't go at the class. The principal they come, they go around. You understand? Before lunch, the principal they come. After lunch, the principal they come. Last period, the principal they come. But government school, where's the principal sit down in office? That proud authority and power. They show. And we have to happen. So in this case, you get forget if I civil society. We get for monitor, pay for supervise. You get forget people about when they give reports.
Marcus, let me just ask William Salamin the same question from your own perspective. Waiting will make the thing within this document work, because at the end of the day, the service delivery if it happen now for Leoneans them way na me and you included.
In the first place, I want for my people to know say we want the government succeed. Because when government succeed in this plan, the people get for benefit. The government and the people they work for. As civil society, now the people. They made everybody now the people. So at the end of the day, if government put proper mechanism in place, we succeed. Now bravo to them. So waiting for put in place. Number one, this monitoring where civil society for do with clear terms of reference. Clear one. That with our government, civil society has to work with government. They register government, ministry, agency, or department. We all register. You understand? Government they tell you say no, if you do bank account for it, we don't go out. So we work with government. When you work for government and civil society, now wrong. When you work for, when one don't government give salary. But when you work with government, nothing is wrong with that. We are partners in development. At the end of the day, now the people that want to make their life change. So for make them for succeed, one of the things they for do, they for count independent people. Every MDA gets a monitoring unit. But get an independent monitors. We go come out and tell you the fact. Say that they build water, that they build stadium na Waterloo. Where Marcus go Waterloo, if you say that they build stadium there. And Marcus go I can't talk say no, not to stadium. I mean that they build on a church. And they tell you exactly say that this. Because the monitoring unit under that ministry, where go come, they go dress and fine. Who can no dress and go. Now what to see? Now we talk about. So civil society must be fully. Then they tell me continuously say, oh, we been going to a big meeting, we involve civil society. No, civil society will be fully involved. If you say government to go pull money, we for no say that so person give money for social project. Fully involved. The media will be fully involved. The community We want this development to be community ownership. Any side when they go do any development, that headman, that chief, that councillor, they all for be fully involved. If possible, the imam and the pastors, bring them on board because they have a role to play. Because we don't see the construction they go on, people they thief. They employ people from church and mosque and community. So the pastor will take 5 minutes and talk about that project in that community. 5 minutes. Yes. Say, we will not forget to the NEPA bill hospital yonder. Without hospital, they will come up. Now we all get for benefit. Woman will go body. Things will happen. So now we all make sure we fully support. You will see, I don't want a community where they put offering trade. For make them give their own small contribution. We've done it in Babadie. I was in Babadie for 25 years or so. One for make a cemetery. With the pastor, all the church. We get that. We build first. You understand? So, if they bring community into this, say we don't put on a care. Recently, the COVID-19, the Kush, we don't first until retire. Government will take our percent of pastor in the community. Now the local authorities, the police and everybody, they on course. So bring the thing to the people. Yes, the ministries that are there for all the steering for drive, but bring everybody on board. So when minister go to that community, you hold meeting, not to just the contractor or the director. Go to the community. What did they happen for this project? You see people bringing out suggestions and information where will make you the minister for those say this project they work or not they work. So 3 things: civil society, media, and the community. Therefore come on board and. We want a real and clear transparency and accountability in this whole thing. Let's start somewhere. We are not expecting like the Ministry of Sport for build 30 stadium within this 1 month or this 1 year. No. But they get some certain things the way they go do. They get some area the way they go down. So small mini communities stadium. Everybody get for step up. We want to see now, for example, the Minister of Lands. Hey, Minister of Sports, I want to give 1 acre land at Black Johnson. I want to give 1 acre land at Bo. I want to give 1 acre land at McKinney. We want to begin to see this kind of thing.
We will come back to William Salamin and Marcus Bangro and I'll continue further with you in the studio. And members yourself, where they watch me today with him in our governance. Also, we look at the Ministerial Performance Contract where Cabinet Minister then signed with President Bio. And still on this discussion, we now can listen to the Executive Director of Forum for Sierra Leone Youth Network, Wena Thomas Babadie. According to them, the government's Ministerial Performance Contract where they just don't sign, no go contribute to the country in development because they say people and still struggle to get access to basic service like light, water, and plenty other things. Let we listen and watch as he explain more to we reporter David and KCC.
I think this open late. I was expecting this in the first 6 months in governance 2018 because the actual government had what was referred to as performance contracting have a pillar at state house. They get performance analysts and they analyze performances of ministries, departments, and agencies of government. And so they are doing very well. But I think the vast archive method they use to bring in the young and now the go ahead. I think so we expect the process. So you have to gauge opinion, you have to gauge the level of performance, you have to gauge the level of ability of a minister and deputy. Secondly, you look at not just ministers, you have departmental government, commissioners, that give you contracts, that give you mandates. What's the performance level for Sarawak woman? Anti-corruption, IMC, NATCOM. You have to gauge performance. That is why, because you really need to go away free. You're paid, you're given allowances. You have a lot of opportunities according to you while in office. So you get to work for it.
So basically, in 2018, they institute this performance contract. Yeah. But then the country still is struggling with certain things like electricity, but then how you feel say this the need for improvements?
Well, I think they don't sign them now. Before this time, it was never part of government plan or plan of action. But now it's part of government plan of action. So once you sign a document before, it's good for us. Super. What I'm saying is that it was effective in the aspect administration. Very effective. It was a model take it from Kenya. Kenya Institute of Public Administration. I implement institute in light of all these documents, looking at how government they work, how government they achieve in aim and objectives, how government they even look at civic. Now we have a government that has 5 pillars. Say the 5 big changes there. Agriculture, food country. So we are the packages they get. Look at the 5 big pillars. Now, how do you gauge performances? How do you know that Mr. A on a mandate to perform so well? You don't forget expert in a state house to look at all the performances of every other ministry, department of government, and agency for see how far and how near, what are the lapses from their cabinet meet or the president's call meeting. In 2015, after the Ebola, when Ebola solution, remember, there was a time when WHO, the formed a real organization, to undertake this operation once Ebola out of it. My advice here to government, the SVP and the president, please, corporate governance should be a thought whenever you be a governance. And not care if you're not Whitman, if you're Obama, if you're not corporate oriented, you fail, you lose. Commerce rules the world. That's why America is the biggest economy in the world. China is second, Russia. In Europe, you have Germany. Corporate governance. If you're not corporate oriented, then nothing will happen to you. You be business oriented. That's what I'm saying. Business minded. Commerce rules the world. There's no way you can do things without. In fact, you finance is part of the economy. So you know what? When you get so many business flowing around, they're paying their taxes to NRA, to go NASFAT. You know, they pay all the taxes then. Once that is done, simple. You now what develops the country? It is corporate tax. When managing companies, not this, I call it a local tax, you know, the market money tax. These are not taxes that will help you to even construct 1 kilometer road. We're talking about corporate tax. Let me give you an example about African Union. It tells you.
Right, welcome back. You still watch the Liberty Breakfast Show. We come to you on our Facebook page, the websites, and on YouTube. Well, we still look at governance inside the program this morning. Well, of course, we want to continue with the program as we don't get from, Thomas Babadie. We don't make in view, we don't make your own point with regards to the performance contract we government ministers in make with the president. Let's just bring you in Williams Saul-Lamin with regard to the experience where you don't get as a civil society activist. Like earlier on I talk about ministries, departments and agencies based on them performance-wise. Plenty of people when they ask which ministries don't perform well or what in government need for do if we need like the main priority areas like light, water and food. We don't able to achieve anything.
I don't say the time without numbers. Waiting we don't achieve before this time and right now, now things that were there on paper. But the actual implementation, we they see all ministries, agents and departments, they do these things small. But one thing Marcus just said is that, like even this big five, let us look at ministries who are connected to this big five and just take their number. Instead of signing a contract with almost 30 ministers or ministries, just take 5, 6, 7 ministries we fully involved into this big five and not push the big five inside this first 1 year. What to wait for achieve? But we take them all. Now every ministry is vulnerable. Vulnerable pan human resource, vulnerable pan money. Because they form some people don't understand. Pan money. All Other ministries are vulnerable. Minister will tell you, say, I want to make sure, say, pipe bomb water, they everywhere at the country. But the resources, you know they for them. So, but every ministry you go, they have a working document, which contain an 100 page for telling that this I want for do. Not just within the SLPP, even before this time doing APC. Documents are there. Laws wake up and judiciary, they are there. We lost the way they are, like just like the one the way they England or America. They're there. But the implementation are the problem. The willingness for let me give the small resources self will get for no way for manage and well, not problem. They don't give boku money to the justice sector after the war. Boku money and boku infrastructures, but up to this time there are still challenges in the justice sector. Basic things, minor things. We don't see within this period. Then they take prisoner on top Okada for crime in a court. We don't see all these things. We don't see. Last week I see that they took Leonean amok for access the health facility within this country. Still, it still happen. So that tells you we are still not there. We are fighting, but we're not ready for go for retrieve.
What's differently you expect for happen, especially for these documents? Because if you take, for example, the Auditor General's reports where they come out every year, where you look at certain sectors and ministries, and they were constantly not able for accounts for the small money where governments they give them because they can complain, say they're not get sufficient money, but the small one where they give them, they're not able for accounts from where the Auditor General go. What's difference for happen? Take the Ministry for Health, for example, under the indicator then this performance contract where they go sign, they say they want to rehabilitate 12 government hospitals. The Ministry of Health, same Ministry of Health, we see the Auditor General will come on the last time. Missing ambulances, then the money then they will never accounts for. What's differently for happen for this particular performance contract?
Now the same old story, year in year out. Whether the SLPP in power, the APC in power, we still have problem with Auditor General's report. There are people, it's all about seriousness. People they need to take it serious. The politicians that they ever take seriously, they need to take the people who vote for them seriously. Because if we are serious, we want to see strong actions during the Ebola. The first half-back vehicle the way they come for Ebola for all the districts, they all packed like you building. From where Cambia district you left that year, the driver, the vehicle, the drugs, 30 days we don't know where they go. 30 days we don't know where they go. Things that they happen, you go see say they go court. But after 2-3 days, you go see the person they pass again at home. If you talk about yourself as civil society, some government officials they become very angry against you. They don't want nobody talk about that.
You think say the ACC, for example, this particular performance contract, then yai and yes them for fix on and for at least, if not anything, but by December, if money they for implement this, let something tangible come out of them for.
Well, and now then can follow the can showcase. Because trust me, this project is gonna start. We want let it start. Anybody who don't like this country, we will pray for the Governor Clarkson in prayer, make a halaki the person. And not entire family. That's why they don't say I'm Governor Clarkson in prayer. Right? We want to see something. Then Kefala, if we succeed inside this world for this test case of the 7 years implementation, right? If we succeed, then Kefala get a very big role for play. We want to see it really prepare for them young people. And when we come out to report as civil society, make it take us serious, right? We want to see the human resource at the ground, because there are district and 30 the ACC presence not today. I went to Konobi and get a friend at Konobi, the head ACC. They can Land Rover they drive, pass to the pusher before you start dancing forever not to pay in Motoka. If somebody is heading ACC in Kono, again Motoka they drive, a senior manager pass the pusher for let's start. I say never, not put inside this kind of Motoka. That tells you they are not prepared. Preparation for anything they do is very important. This is for their office, again staff, again bikes, because this implementation has to be more in rural communities. So everybody was therefore involved into this 1 year activity for really prepare himself. That officer and office forget him mic. Right. Not to Okada man for the right user. If we go there on time, because timely investigation also is very important. Otherwise, they will don't damage or destroy the factory you won't forget. So it's very important. They don't call the ACC. So thing happen as so chief domo right now. They don't carry 100 bags cement, but they don't put 50 bags per 100 bags. They don't go put it as so person in host. And at 10-15 miles for Babadie, then the officer for ACC, that tell you they go be given transport is only it begin. No, you know they work by the time they go don't pull at that point can go other side. So timely investigation is very important. Then at the time this way CSO will they contract, will they charge everybody? Is that this one here? Will they charge President Bill? Will they charge Paramount Chief? Will they charge Minister? Everybody. I don't know if you prepare. Positive charging.
Bring in Marcos. If you ask a critic right now from where these documents go public, the first thing where critic will tell you now that waiting President Bill perhaps they not see achieve since 2018 to now. If it's possible for let this document be a game changer inside in second term of office.
I don't want to be utopian, but again, it is possible to say we achieve it, despite the fact that it's not below achiever.
The willingness from the minister.
The political the willingness is not. I think I say it's not about morality. It's about the law now. Understand? So the morality will ask for the willingness, the readiness. Understand? But in law, as far as there is a contract, it's not no more about that willingness. Understand? It's about implementation. You get a task, you get a responsibility, and that is accountability. And that makes me do advocacy on democratic accountability. Understand? And that democratic accountability is about you giving a report to the people of what you've done and what you've achieved. You understand? So the only problem will be the C, the timing. The timing is a very, very, very serious problem. Where I don't feel say probably the president might have taken that into consideration or he advises them. The combined it starts from April to the 16th. The announcement was made on Friday. That's not a kind of a stumbling block will not begin for C. At the end of the day, they said that be April. So then they put it.
This one from January to December.
You understand? So they get for run now from now to December. And mind you about the timing again that budgets. You understand?
Allocation.
Not budget allocation. The term already passed. Before this come into consideration, before you create that kind of to say, now this ministry for you, this ministry for you. So, certainly be supplementary budgets. You understand? For augment that. So you get to look at the situation and the timing. You understand? So if the timing begins so late, you begin for question as to whether this can be really achieved. You understand? Every Sierra Leonean we wish for make we achieve this.
Okay, one key ministry the way we need for talk about when at the energy sector we be spent don't see lots of lapses so far for distribute lights in the country. And if you look at the documents inside the project tracker, number 11 they talk about Bunguna hydroelectric power within the plan for whether they go cost over $1.1 billion for implementing. We've been into this for a very long time, the Bunguna project.
Honestly, I can't believe it. I can't believe because I can't too rough. You understand? I can't believe it. But because of the lights.
Okay.
The area we had to leave. I'm not too far. Understand? Recent area. But we almost say light not day. And that's the slow process. Because it slow necessive. That's why it is slow government activities. Understand? Now looking at the energy sector. You look at the money we put to the energy sector. Saul Amin mentioned even before this government came up to this government. Understand? Now, if we talk within this government, the World Bank through IDA don't sponsor this government for electricity accessibility. Understand? Yes, there have been some amount of expansion in most areas, but how effective is the light after the expansion? You understand? How effective are the areas that they don't take lights to? Did they get the lights? You understand? That's a big question, right? Now you're looking at $1.something billion. But not too small money that one deal. That's huge amount of money. You understand? So as a result of that, can the energy sector actually achieve? Then they talk say therefore reduce their losses. Right? In the first place, no waiting at the losses. There comes transparency and accountability. If the losses, there's no for reduce them. You say it's okay, 45% losses will be down by 5%. You understand? So now, but in liquid cash, waiting now the losses. You understand? Now they say they're able for generate. If they're serious, even if they get the lights, they're able for generate. You understand? Because people already spend over 800 or 800 loans. You understand?
We don't get into this for quite a very long time. You know, if any government go able to achieve, follow able to solve the light problem, because this has been for quite a very long time. Every government where they come, they put more priority on light. Even the previous government.
One of the major problems we get, we priority on lights, not concrete. You understand? And infrastructure, we don't get infrastructure. We never forget the infrastructure. Like, I call it car power. Understand? You look at them, this is not something we count. Understand? Say, therefore, they give you lights. It's not effective. Then people left at any time, we go back to zero. Lord creates the infrastructures then, by the country. We talk about Mumuna. How much they not spend per Mumuna? Mumuna, per all the spending, you talk about 50 megawatts that they provide for the country. And during this period, you understand, when it dries, it's about 8%. 8 megawatts. You understand? The other day, I've been there, so we talk about planning. You understand? Where there is poor planning, even in this year, so we don't make so. If poor planning did it, it will be very difficult for me to succeed. You understand? This is very, very ambitious projects. And in theory, when you don't read all things, we say, well, I will sleep first. We problem not solve.
Nobody really travels to
America. But when it comes in terms of practice, the practicality of it, there lies the big question. Me don't say for me get sense. You understand? When you talk in terms of subvention, you understand? Giving, because the government they give money. You understand? And if government they give late, even agriculture, why if it's the machine they all pack? Now give them machine, they will not money to take buy them. We ambulances that give them giving a donation, not to be buy them. Now we for able for strategize, you understand? Make way for make them machine and they work. But we for make them work. You go like way, some of the talk about local say the pack.
That's the group.
You understand? Where you talk about ambulances during the Ebola period, all the ambulances there so we don't ever buy new ambulance. So the ambulance at the Ebola period, you understand? We get donation. We get plenty that even form a sector, NAC, you understand, for handle. Then we send there so, right? But at the end of the day, what happen? They all pack. So we're not able, management and maintenance, the major factor. You understand? Okay. And once you're not able to maintain that property there so, it's like pouring water on the dog's back.
We go on in a Cambia government hospital, we need one ambulance back for 1 million dollars maintenance, a pack on a mangotic.
Right.
So we could have to get to the Mambu and others, go back and now call the chief, the director for health at that particular district. So this ambulance, 2 things. Either we can tour next week, we carry on other districts, then maintenance and use them, or on a maintenance and immediately inside 5 days, the maintenance and the use them. So monitoring and putting people at the tools, they make things that they happen. Go there and tell them this and that. If this don't happen and this they happen, somebody kickstart.
Alright, let me just look at messages where the viewers and don't send from where the broadcaster this morning. The very first one they look at from the YouTube, Alexalia Bause, you are saying the government is without money to implement the performance contract they've signed. Can you please update us on how much the government is collecting weekly on tax?
Alright, I'll take this one from our Facebook page. It come up from Fode Mustafa Toure. He say the ministries are only getting their money after July, first quarterly allocation. So how will you hold the ministers responsible?
Almami Toure na the YouTube say when we heard about the word good governance in democracy, it's not only sovereign states. We know our country deeply depends on donor partners. If we don't do the right thing, we will feel the pain.
I'll take this one from a Facebook page. It come up from Fode Mustafa Toure. He said, I hardly agree with Mr. Lamin, but I do on this occasion. Government does not have the money like any other development project. They are counting heavily on development partners to actualize their project. If 59% is spent on salary, 22% on debt saving, only 18% is for development projects. How will the country move forward? Salon has to do something extraordinary in terms of economy for us to progress. This is just another ceremony in case of the tripartite
Alright, and the final one we go look at because of time now, the YouTube. And Mami Ture say by now we should be talking about the projects the MCC has drafted, like pipeline, water, electricity, and the like. But lack of good governance is the reason we are where we are today.
The last one from Facebook page, they compliment Liberty TV. It come from Ben Carlton. We say, I'm watching live from Liberia.
Alright, well, from their message and they will come to the studio guest them as we wrap up this edition of the Breakfast Show. We start with you, Marcus Bangura.
Yeah.
Waiting will be your path in words, especially for the one that way they in charge for ensure say the performance contracts where they don't sign with government, they're able to achieve, and also the other side of the coin from the executive there, the government for providing money for let the ministries are able to implement.
Yes, in the first place, the messages that we have said, so we need to talk, say, the first allocation will be in July, understand? When we talk about something, we start April. So that the first, remember, I'm talking about excuses, understand? At the end of the day, that excuses are therefore come, understand? So, the government gets a role, gets a responsibility, and they want to achieve, they want to succeed, because at the end of the day, we didn't measure them. We just said that we own performance contract, not signable, you understand, with government, but that a moral responsibility will get, that part of our mandate for all government accountable, for the stand. So the all government accountable in this same perspective, because we will come back and level criticisms on government, whose side government fail, and praise them whose side government do what is right. So as a result of that, government for take this thing serious, enough for be a mere political expression. Government for take a very serious, and in as much as they don't go to the extent of signing this contract, meaning that they don't hold the ministers then and to account, you understand? We will hold them to account. So in this perspective, the permanent secretaries, right, civil service, therefore work assiduously hand in glove with government, you understand? And government for make sure say, somebody talk about good governance, understand? And for any country really practice good governance, that the bedrock of development, that the bedrock of tranquility, that the bedrock of achievement, you understand? Because there are good government principles. Once we go with good government principles, for example, one of the good governance principles is transparency, you understand? When the money get for calm, we government get the money, you understand? Government for tell we say, we get this money, and this money we give so to this ministry for do this, you understand? And government for tell we say, this ministry, we say that this is for count, but that this is able for achieve, you understand? So we need that today. You talk about accountability, only then public officials to account. Government will take that into consideration, you understand? Issue of, there are a lot of principles, right? The issue of fundamental human rights, that part of the principles, the rule of law, that part of the principles. So until their principles there of good governance are well implemented, and we call on government, if government do anything right, it's possible for them to get the support. Issue of inclusion, right? Participatory governance, which is very important. You look at participatory governance, you understand, you come with inclusion, you don't get for make boundaries. You come, for example, civil society monitoring. You bring the one the way if you say you work on that area. Don't bring somebody who is say, go to that area, this is the work. This man don't work on service delivery for a very long period of time. Right. Understand? We don't work on democratic accountability and the provision of socio-economic services at an affordable price. It will be accessible and the goods for their quality.
Okay.
Alright, we come to William Savlamin, you part in words.
Yeah, I want to say again, plenty thank you to President Bill, and I want strongly for send this message to Rafono say we as civil society, we are not opposition. And this initiative, we are 100% prepared for complementing effort. That the premise is clear. We know say donors and then they support Salon. But number one, we get some Leonean donors, we get some bread and butter civil society. So all of the kind people that already support this time round, they will come out open. We want accountability and transparency and this whole thing. If not, we are not going to succeed. We don't take up or put in smallholder commercialization. That English they is big. Some farmers they said they never pronounce that word. Today we not see that kind of rest for see. You go now like the northern side, just like this highway. You see so many mangroves just within 1 week. By the time you go the second week, mango done. They go rotten. We want to see factories. We want to see investors. But the investors, again, when they come, sometimes some authorities they discourage them because of brown envelopes. We know some of these things. We want to see investment in this country. So it's going for create job. And in all of this, this big five, we really plead with government, young people, therefore key, women, therefore key in this big five. Because now the most they suffer when the country not day in that kind of way for the do clean bread and butter not they eat. If you never feed yourself for a day, that don't take that country in a very serious problem. So President Bio will deal with you for this feed salon and some of you do your small farm. Charlie, you don't talk say before any appointment somebody for own a farm. This big farm, anybody will not able for this big farm forget farm, whether minister, director, or manager. What for expose them all?
And also demonstration farm them.
We want for see farm where they produce rice. We will make right now buy rice last week 910,000. We want to take the next month all the we give by 600, 500 they go down because everybody they on them tools. So now radio, we civil society, we go for them all corner for watch. And President, we just prepare for the watch in the city.
We are not joining on the program this morning. William Saulamin, Executive Director Accountability now, and also Marcus Bangura, Executive Director Citizens Forum for Democratic Accountability. And I thank you for the studio this morning, and many thanks to you who send a message for adding voice to the topic where we will discuss this morning when our governance. And many thanks also to the production team who make this edition of the Breakfast Show meet you. Until we meet again, Babadie say goodbye.
And Alhassan Kumas, have yourself a comfortable day. Bye-bye.